Now, to conclude today's live stream, let's give a warm welcome to our fearless leader, the woman who made today possible, June Montgomery Tabron. We've heard from a diverse cast of actors, activists, writers. It's been such an inspirational, such a deep, emotional day. What has been your first takeaway from all the talks and things that we've seen so far?
Wow, there's been so much diversity and the talent and the passion. Everyone is coming to the same conclusion that this all starts with building relationships, coming together, addressing what's in us so that we can be better to connect ourselves with one another. And no matter, who has been on the stage, that message of take care of yourself, connect with others, build relationships, heal this nation. That's been the power of today.
Yeah, it's been so beautiful. We've heard so many compelling responses to challenging questions. What's something one of our speakers shared with you today that you'll be thinking about tomorrow and the day after and the day after?
Just recently, someone shared that we have to take joy in the progress that we've made, and not forget that as we continue to fight. And that's something that's going to really stick with me for a while. Even the work that I do at the Kellogg Foundation, there's a joy in the fact that I even get to do it. The first African-American woman to lead a national, international organization.
It's amazing.
And while, we fight every day for children and families, there is a moment where sometimes you have to reflect and say, I get to fight.
No,
that's the joy.
Very true. Very true. This is the Kellogg Foundation's 4th National Day of Racial Healing. How have the conversations over the years evolved? It's obviously, 2020 is very different than, any other year for many reasons, but how has the conversation evolved, do you see?
What we are most proud about is the conversation is growing. When we first started working on healing, we would measure how many times people would even use the word. And what we know is that it is growing. What we also know is there's a sentiment that hovers around this day. And it's a very positive sentiment of joy and aspiration. And we track right before the National Day of Racial Healing and right after the National Day, and the sentiment rises significantly. So that's something that we want to continue to leverage, especially going into the year 2020. There's work to do.
Plenty of work.
We wanted to start this year right off, connecting, building relationships, and making sure that we're in solidarity as we move through this year.
A lot of the topics we've discussed today are, take more than just a day like today to make happen. Can you tell us a little bit about the work and the healing and transformative projects that you work on throughout the year to really make it possible for this to be a reality for different communities?
Absolutely. So the first thing I would say on that is everything we fund is grounded in what we call our DNA. And our DNA consists of racial equity, leadership development, and community engagement. So this day is a day that really is connected to all of our work. So every grant we make, we're looking at it from a lens of, are we creating racial equity in this particular investment? Are we engaging children and families in determining what it looks like? Are we building leaders, informal, formal leaders? So everything we do has that grounding. And particularly what we have found is, particularly when you work in a place-based environment as we do, we believe that communities need to be supported for the long haul. So we have our Truth, Racial Healing, and Transformation communities. There are 14 of those communities across the country. And in those places, they work to build the relationships that are necessary to really transform their communities so that every family has an opportunity to thrive. All the children thrive. And so this is hard work. They start with really facing the truth of their communities, the structures that exist that aren't serving everyone, Everyone gets to tell their story in that space, and then they work together to transform those communities so that they work better. Chicago is one of our TRHT communities. You just saw the video,
Yeah, the video was
where
incredible.
they're working to make sure that when people enter the hospital there, that they're all treated with respect and dignity, and that there aren't the kind of disparities in health outcomes. And so these are real challenges. This isn't, just fluffy stuff. We're transforming communities, but it starts with storytelling, it starts with building relationships, and passion and commitment.
You're doing the real work.
Yes.
So what advice do we have for our viewers who want to get involved with the Kellogg Foundation, and what lessons you hope that they've taken away from today?
Well, first of all, if you're interested in learning more about the WK Kellogg Foundation, you can always go to our website, WKKF.org. We also have our National Day of Racial Healing website, dayofhealing.org, and so we encourage everyone to go there. There are toolkits on the website. It teaches you how to have a healing conversation. There are conversation guides. So we want everyone to access those. And as we leave and really close, we had kind of 4 ways of thinking about how one may move forward. First of all, it's about your own self. As we've learned today, just as they say on the airplane, put the oxygen mask on yourself first. We think in this case, think about your own life experience. Is there something you're holding and you need to heal? Seek out that support and the help, and really think about how you can heal your own heart, work that you need to do authentically with someone. Secondly, we want you to think about relationships that you can build, that you can nurture. There may be a friend, a neighbor, maybe someone who you need to forgive. Use some of the tools out there and begin to build and create those authentic relationships that you can have throughout your neighborhood. And then finally, of course, your community. Have a healing circle. There are tools to assist with that, but what we've learned about healing circles is if you follow the methodology, it starts with affirmation. It starts with affirming one's identity, with affirming one's life story, but it moves very quickly into connecting those stories and creating a space so that we can all come to an understanding of our common humanity. But they're powerful. Every one I've been in, people have been transformed. So we want people to have healing circles. And then finally, I want everyone to really think about their own responsibilities. There's a moment in this nation, I think, where we all need to step up. We need to think about our own space of influence, who we may need to nurture, to mentor, but also what can we do? What responsibility do we have to our community? What responsibility do we have to the future of this nation? And we want everyone to act, small or large.
That's amazing. Thank you so much, June.
Yes.
Like you said, if you've heard something today that resonated with you, please click the link in the description or go to dayofracialhealing.org. Please use our hashtag #HowWeHeal, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all the things. We'd love to see your comments on social media. And I will hand the mic to June to wrap up our live stream coverage today.
Well, first of all, I just want to thank you, Lindsay. You've done an outstanding job.
Thank you for having me.
We are just thrilled. This day has been a powerful day. I want to thank everyone on the live stream. You've been with us all morning. We want you all, as Lindsay said, to act. This was not a day of conversation. This was a day to inspire and to have everyone act. So happy National Day of Racial Healing, and let's get this work going. The country and the world needs us to respond. Thank you.